you see it? I can't. Alright guys, let's see what we're gonna go over. This loan is really important because this is how money works. This is the real stuff about money. I don't know if you can see it. There's something called TVM, time value of money, and present value right there. FV is future value. Super important. Whenever you're talking about investments, finance, you're gonna always talk about present value and future value. We don't talk about that because it's mostly for financial talks. Okay, so let's see what we got. Let's look at the basics here. I'm gonna try to make this quick but efficiently because there's a lot to it, but it's very simple. Okay, so we got a loan here for $15,000. Estimated interest is $6,114 over a 6-year period. That's 72 payments. We're gonna cut that down to about $3,300 with one easy little trick. But also, you can look at your amortization schedule. I'm gonna send you, go to calculator.net, punch in the numbers 15,000, 12%, 72 payments, which is 6 years. It'll pull up the payments, which would be about $293, $294, a little bit of difference because, the different days, and maybe there's, a $200 origination fee, whatever, something like that. So there's gonna be a little bit of difference, but basically $293. Okay, pull up your amortization schedule, and it'll have your payments 1 through 72. That'll be 6 years. Payment 1, and this is how loans work. So this is really important to learn. This is how all loans work. Whether it's credit card or whether it's a loan, it works exactly the same, except people think credit cards are more interest, and they are only because they're usually higher interest, 18, 19, 20%. Okay, so pull up your amortization schedule. You'll see that on payment 1, your interest is going to be $150 a month, and your principal is $143 a month. Okay, and every time you make a payment, your interest goes down and your principal goes up. So that's the way loans work because they compound monthly. So the goal is that when you make extra payments, then what happens is you take interest off of your loan, and then but they come off the end of your loan because most of your interest is paid on the first half of the loan. So in this case, most of your interest is going to be the first 3 years, and then after that, the second half of the loan is going to be mostly principal. It's still interest, but not as much interest as you paid on the first part of the loan. It's designed like that because banks know generally people pay for whatever amount of time, and they end up either refinancing or they end up paying off the loan somehow. But that's why the interest is built on the first part of the loan. Okay, so how we get around that is, let's say we make payments of $450 a month. Okay, so basically if we make $150 extra payment per month, we're basically going to take off at least one payment for every extra $150 we pay. So, but we don't see it until the end of the loan. So we pay an extra $150, is basically taking away a payment. So basically we're on payment number 3 now. And so the first year and a half, the first year and a half we'll probably make the extra payment, $450 a month, because again, we want to minimize our interest. So if we pay for 18 months, that would put us at the halfway mark of our loan. 18 months would be like paying for 36 months. And so that would be halfway point. So at the halfway point, our payment, 36, we're only paying $90 a month in interest and $202 in principal. Compare that to $150 in interest on the first payment. So, and in every month, that this interest gets smaller and the principal gets bigger. That's what you want to see. That's why once you get past your first 50% of your loan, the value of the length of time in your loan, then you just generally don't want to make extra payments because you're losing value on your money. You're better off taking that money, and even now at 12%, if we can take that money and invest it at higher than 12%, we would do that, and that's what we're going to do. But we're going to make extra payments so we can minimize this interest and then kind of hedge on our loan a little bit. So hopefully that makes sense so far. Extra payments, we understand that. Okay, so and that's why I tell Maddie sometimes once you get towards the end of your loan, you don't make the extra payments. You just make the payment because you're using that extra $150 a month. Now you're you're putting it into other investments that are going to get you more than the interest that you're paying. So that's what finance is all about. Okay, so let's look at this. So the interest on, we're going to reduce that interest to about $3,300 over the 6-year period, which is pretty good. This is the cost of our money. This is the cost of the $15,000 is $3,300, but we're going to offset some of those costs. So we take the cash value. We're going to use $3,000 right away, probably to Jake's high school, which is about $1,000, and then some other assortment things. Maybe we'll get some Disneyland tickets. Maybe not. We'll see. But we'll put that in our cash fund. The rest, the $12,000, we're going to stick it in the silver at $32 an ounce, which is actually $34 with the spot price. And we anticipate silver going up and up and up and up and up. So that's going to be a hedge against our loan. So we got two different hedges going on. We got an inflation hedge, and then we got the silver hedge going the opposite way. Now, if we expect silver to go down, of course we wouldn't invest in that. But since we know that silver is going to go up, we started buying at 22, 23, 24, and it's went up $10 over the last year and a half. So we know we're in a good position, and with all the financial things going on in the world, we anticipate the silver is going to continue to go up because gold will as well. And so I wouldn't be surprised if, well, especially over a 6-year period, we invest $12,000 in silver. I got that down. That's about 350 ounces. We calculate that times $42 per ounce. Which I think it'll be at 42 within, let's say, a year, let alone 6 years. 6 years, we may be at 70, 90, 120, which would even increase the value of this loan even more. But even at $42, which is, we went up $10 in the last year and a half, I think we're going to go up $10 over the next year for sure. $42 per ounce. We got total value of the loan is now $17,823. Including our cash value, which we spent, our $3,000 on our cash value, plus our silver holdings, that puts that value at about $18,000. So that means the cost of this loan was only $177 at $42 an ounce. If it goes higher, we're actually going to make money on this loan. See, and that's what finance is all about, and that's what you guys got to learn and how to do this, because it's just fun and it's smart. And there's no risk. Of course, the $15,000 is backed up by all our silver already. Plus, we're going to put $12,000 into silver. Plus, I'm going to have to pay Molly's back. I anticipate maybe silver going up maybe $4 to $6, $7, $8 an ounce over the next 3 or 4 months. So that's why I would not pay Molly off right now. I'd put it in silver and expect it to go up. If it doesn't go up, $4 to $6, then that's okay, because at least I'll break even on that. But nothing is without risk, so you do got to risk. But anyways, we got the silver to back it up right now. Plus, we're going to put in more silver. So there's actually no risk on this loan of us ever not repaying this loan. And not only that, this loan is going to make us money, especially if silver goes higher. The higher it goes, the more money it's going to make us on borrowed money. Okay, so that's the way the system works. And let's see. Silver goes. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got to say. If we had real money where inflation was maybe 0 to 0.5%, which it would be, 100 years ago before the Federal Reserve System, then we wouldn't do this. But since we're in an inflationary economy and future value dollars are worth less than nowadays dollars, then this is how you got to play the game. You guys got to learn this, because this is how it works. All the rich people make money off of debt because it's borrowed money, and they borrow it at 3, 4, 5% like we did 3 or 4 years ago, and they pay it back with dollars that are worth less. We all understand that. Let's see what else. We're not even discounting the inflation rate with this, so that's one thing I don't want to get involved with right now. But if you really wanted to find out, this value would go up. The total value of this investment would go higher if I were to discount each year's inflation rate at 8, 9, 10%, because I've not even done that because I just want to keep it simple. But yeah, this is great. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Maddie, for doing this. This is a good learning opportunity for Jake as well. and it's going to learn an opportunity for you guys to learn amortization schedules, future value of money, time value of money, that kind of stuff, because it's really, really cool stuff and important for you to know. And in your guys' loans too, you make extra payments, an extra $50, $75. But when you're paying 3% on a loan, okay, now you got to consider, yeah, you're Katie, can you not get, when you're paying 3% on a loan, okay, that extra payment that you may make, well, you're probably not going to make that. If you can't get at least 3% on an investment, then go ahead and pay that loan down. But I would say, I mean, almost anything can get more than 3%, especially silver. This is why I say you keep a certain amount of cash, as little as you can, as little as you think is necessary. The rest needs to go into something that's going to give you a higher rate of return than the debt you're paying on. There you go. That's Finance 101. Okay. Love ya.